Good afternoon and welcome to the Class of 2018 Graduation Award Ceremony. My name is Gail Prudenti, and for those of you who I have not had the pleasure of meeting, I do have the pleasure of being the 10th Dean of the Maurice A. Dean School of Law at Hofstra University. You are going to hear more than your share of speeches this evening, including one by me, so I promise you to be mercifully brief. Everyone who attends law school is an outstanding student and deserves an award. I am confident everyone who graduates from Hofstra Law School will become an outstanding attorney. Today's honorees distinguish themselves among those who are themselves distinguished and earn the special recognition that we bestow upon them this afternoon. To our award winners, be rightfully proud. I know your loved ones are exceptionally proud, and I am especially proud as your dean to be associated with such a wonderful group of individuals, and I know the same is true from our entire faculty and administration. Yes, you do make yourselves look good with your many accomplishments, but you also make Hofstra Law look good. And I think that we, especially our fabulous faculty and administrators, along with your very special loved ones, played a key role in your success. Now, I would like to introduce to you the President of the Student Bar Association, Justin DiCicco. Justin is not only, that's okay, Justin, you can stay right here. Justin is not only a wonderful student, but really a terrific leader. Prior to attending law school, Justin received a Bachelor of Arts in Economics at Hofstra University and was a member of the prestigious Legal Education Accelerated Program. Along with his presidency of the SBA this year, Justin was also an associate editor for the Hofstra Labor and Employment Law Journal and a Dean's Scholar. He also participated in both the Dispute Resolution Society and Moot Court Board's intramural competition. This upcoming September, Justice will be working as an associate at a very highly regarded law firm, Cullen & Dyckman, LLP. Please welcome Justin as he begins his work.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank Judge Prudenti, the administration, parents, friends, faculty, and the fellow students joining us here today. For those of you, I know I was just introduced, but for those of you who don't know me, my name is Justin DiCicco, and I was the president of the Student Bar Association this year at Hofstra Law. While I had this privilege of being the year president of the class of 2018, the students had the privilege of getting their JD with JD this past year. I'm sure all of you are as astonished as I am right now that we're standing in graduation. When I woke up this morning, it suddenly hit me. We made it. We're about to become Hofstra Law alumni. It's hard to believe 3 years ago we would be standing here today. The younger versions of ourselves would be proud. I'm sure many of you grew up like me, watching lawyers parade across the screen in TVs and on movies, and watching in awe, always telling yourself that could be you one day. That you'd be the lawyer to close the deal that no one else was able to, win the big trial, and save the day. The courthouse would cheer, and you'd drive away in a fancy car, hot wife, or a husband, and everyone would live happily ever after. And that sounds great, right? The problem is what they don't show you in the movies and on TV is just how hard it is to become that great lawyer. The shows don't warn you about all the sleepless nights you'll have, all the thousands of pages you'll have to read, all the papers you'll have to write. They don't prepare you for the fear of being cold in class, or the thoughts about why you punished yourself for going to law school in the first place. They don't tell you that after you make it past the first year and you think you can survive another two, the work doubles and you really start thinking, I don't need this. Lastly, what they really don't show on TV and in the movies is if you stick with it, what a great accomplishment getting through law school is, which all of you before me have done today. As we've all now come to realize, law school is a humbling experience and makes you truly appreciate what you've worked so hard for. It's an endeavor that not everyone's cut out for, and it helps you realize that getting a Juris Doctorate is a privilege not easily earned. All of you before me should be proud because it takes a special type of person who's motivated, persistent, and willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. For everyone in the audience listening who wasn't with us at Hofstra these past years, may have made it seem like, they may have been torturous and only someone crazy would want to go through them. But just like everything else in life, with the tough times comes plenty of great ones. Hofstra law has helped us to create bonds and friendships that will last a lifetime. It's kind of funny how a lot of stress, work, and complaining can really bring people together. You learn who your true friends are when it's 2 a.m., you have a property file in 6 hours, and you realize that you don't know what the rule of perpetuities is. But you do know that the people you're studying with will help you figure it out. Or when you finally finish all your exams for the end of the semester, and your next biggest concern is finding the closest bar open at 11 a.m. where you and all your sleep-deprived friends can go to do some shots at. Throughout these 3 years, you realize that these are the people that have helped make the difficult times easy and know that you'll remain close with them well after law school ends. While our law school days are ending, and we will all begin practicing different areas of the law, you know that you'll always have someone to turn to for help. Whether it's when you're buying your first home and you need a real estate lawyer, or prior to marrying that hot wife or husband, you start hearing Kanye West rapping in the back of your head. We want a prenup. We want a prenup, yeah. Someone that you need to have, because when she leaves you, she's going to leave with him. So hopefully you'll know someone who can help you out with that too. And if you've never listened to Gold Digger, don't get a prenup, then you're going to really need your friends to help if things go bad. But seriously, isn't that why we all went to law school? To help others, to help other people. Whether it's a client, a family member, or a friend, never forget a lawyer's goal is to advise, guide, and coach someone through a difficult time or a problem. As we reach the official end of law school and are preparing to begin our future careers, don't forget what Hofstra law has taught us. To be lawyers of high character and integrity, to make all the professors and staff proud, to raise the bar for what it means to be a Hofstra law alumni, and to make an impact not only on the clients we serve, but the legal profession. These lessons will guide you when life, just like law school, has its ups and downs and takes you on an uncharted path where you may end up somewhere you never thought you would be before. But that destination might just be the best one you could ever know. Never sell yourself short. Don't settle for what less than what life has to offer. And never forget to keep working hard to become that great lawyer you envisioned yourself so many years ago. By living up to these standards, soon enough you'll each have the movie ending you always wanted. Congratulations to the class of 2018, and while we've had a lot of good times together, the best is yet to come.
Thank you. Absolutely wonderful, heartfelt words. The presenters today have all been selected by the 3L class. They are some of our finest teachers. The first presenter is Lauris Wren. Professor Wren started the Political Asylum Clinic at Hofstra Law, where she teaches students how to represent applicants for asylum. Ms. Wren has been honored by the Central American Refugee Center for her, and I quote, deepest commitment and dedicated work on behalf of immigrants and refugees, and by Nassau County for significant contributions for the enhancement of our region and for the betterment of its residents. She is also the faculty advisor to the LGBTQ Fellows. Professor Wren, I welcome you to the podium.
I'm delighted to be here presenting awards to these very, very deserving students. The Herman Hillman Real Estate Award, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of housing or real estate law. This award is presented to Savannah Holdsworth. The property law courses. Awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of property law. This award is shared by Mindy Hollander and Caitlin Burnett. Estate planning law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of estate planning law. This award is shared by Brenda Heyman and Matthew Balisano. The Benjamin Weintraub and Alan N. Resnick Bankruptcy Law Award, awarded to a graduating student who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement in and a desire to make future professional contributions to the field of bankruptcy law. This award is presented to Jamila Jones. Awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of bankruptcy law. This award is presented to Matthew Rosen. Corporate and securities law courses. Awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of corporate and securities law. This award is presented to Asara Greaves. Commercial law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of commercial law. This award is presented to Victoria Zorovich. Family law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of family law. This award is shared by Stavroula Katsikas, Gregory Myers, and Aisha Prudenti. Awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited a commitment to protecting the rights of children and the pursuit of juvenile justice. This award is presented to Anne Caroline Figueroa. Health law courses. Awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of health law. This award is presented to Jennifer Trinkwall. Intellectual property law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of intellectual property law. This award is presented to Robert Siegel. Environmental and Natural Resources Law courses, awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of environmental and natural resources law. This award is shared by Connor Herdick and Caitlin Purnell. This award is shared by Colin Davis and Kyle Bruder. Clinical courses, awarded to graduating students for excellence in clinical coursework. For the Community and Economic Development Clinic, Brandon Aiden. For the Deportation Defense Clinic, Safia Pasak. Awarded to a graduating student for excellence in work in the clinical prosecution practicum. This award is presented to Patricia Hines. And congratulations to the entire class of 2018 and all.
It is with the utmost pleasure that now I have the opportunity to introduce to you the Students Elected Teacher of the Year, James Sample. At Hofstra since 2009 and teaches courses in civil procedure, federal courts, and administrative law. Before joining the Hofstra Law faculty, Professor Sample served as an attorney in the democracy program at the Brennan Center for Justice at New York University School of Law. Before joining the Brennan Center, he worked on Brian Schweitzer's gubernatorial campaign in Montana and clerked for Judge Sidney R. Thomas of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit. Professor Sample has written many publications and legal briefs on topics of judicial selection, campaign financing, and recusal. He regularly comments on voting rights and constitutional issues in leading media outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, the New York Law Journal, Slate.com, and the Huffington Post, as well as at many national conferences. In my next job, I hope to be his agent. Please join me in congratulating your Teacher of the Year, Professor Gail.
Thank you, Judge. Graduates, the only possible explanation for this is that you figured I would go full Socratic and cold call your parents. Some of you relished knowing that your loved ones are here, but they are, shall we say, less than fully prepared. As such, you figured the interrogations would be especially ruthless and then devolve into diatribe. But sadly, you miscalculated because I would never, ever do those things. Not in the presence of Judge Prudenti. Substantively, there is no meritorious reason for me to receive this honor. Still, graduates, as you know from Erie, it all comes down to substance v. procedure. Contracts, torts, property. Study them for your bar exams, yes, but please, they are mere parchment promises without what? Without process to make the substance real. So naturally, I manipulated it. The non-explanation for our shared circumstance is this. I did not hire my sort of, kind of, but not really lawyer, who absolutely did not create a shell corporation, the funding for which was definitely not money laundering, and the corporate purpose of said non-shell was definitely not to pay Professor Albert, with whom, as you know, I have a torrid and long-running rivalry. Any payment that did not occur was not so that she would not be on the ballot this year, and the evidence indicating that it did happen is fake news. It's a witch hunt. No pun intended, Miriam. But don't take my word. Rely on your wisdom and experience. All of us know that not even Russian oligarchs could afford what it would cost to hush Professor Albert. Still, even without Miriam in the picture, you had many superior options. You could have chosen from among the faculty's esteemed scholars, its accomplished attorneys, and its dedicated teachers. Or you could have just chosen Gunlock. Graduates, I believe in you, and I believe you have the power to change our civic discourse. I urge you to turn up the caliber of our debate, perhaps even by turning down its volume. The judicial opinions with which you've wrestled started with a species that is fast becoming endangered. Basic fact. Your professors expected you to do the same. Maybe, just maybe, there is merit to such a method. When heat rather than light is the end game. When the goal is all about getting the choir, no matter how off-key, to sing more loudly. When the goal is dissonance, even violence rather than civility, the line between fact and opinion is blurred, even obliterated. Resist the temptation to characterize one as the other. Whether in the crucible of the Socratic method or on your exams, none of you got away with characterizing opinion as fact. I know you didn't because you would not be graduating from this institution if that had been your modus operandi. So why indulge it now? Recognize that whatever your positions, whether in law, politics, relationships, not every fact is clear, much less clearly in your favor. We have juries for a reason. Occasionally, admitting that not every fact is on your side might be not a sign of weakness, but rather wisdom. If all politics are local, then we must engage in civil discourse at its most granular levels. The national circus may be sexy, but if you find yourself screaming over presidential politics, and clueless as to the issues facing your states, cities, and communities, well then, Hempstead, we have a problem. Not just of tone, but of priorities. No matter your politics, it is a certainty that millions across America and around the globe will disagree with you. Maybe they're not all demonic crazies. This is not to recommend a watered-down, postmodern, each to their own ethic. On the contrary, when you believe something strongly, stand, disagree, fight, advocate. Just don't forget to listen. When it comes to tone as to difficult questions, I concede my own struggles and hypocrisies. So what do I believe? Well, I believe those who advocate torture and indefinite detention without meaningful review would have us become precisely what we have beheld. I believe religious majorities who, instead of prioritizing tenets like love thy neighbor, ask how, via the law, they can diminish those different from them, are themselves a serious threat to our republic. I believe the First Amendment is intended to empower all the people, including the poor, not to be an ironclad guarantee of the best democracy that money can buy. I believe we must recognize and confront the realities of the Me Too moment, and that we must do so without abandoning due process. I believe courts need to remain the last safe place, the arena where what is popular matters less than what is principled. And I believe that rights are made real only when remedies are both actual and actually accessible. There are people in this audience today who changed your diapers, washed your laundry, prepared your meals, and indulged your again, pleas and requests on playground swings. They did not expect and usually did not receive a thank you. Their reward is to see you walk across the stage tonight. Their reward is to marvel at what you have and will become. But question, did the parents of Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice deserve any less? I believe that if our only response to Aurora, Columbine, Virginia Tech, Sandy Hook, Pulse, Charleston, Las Vegas, Sutherland, Parkland, Santa Fe, and wherever is next, is to offer thoughts and prayers, then these are not only tragedies, but horrific crimes in which we are complicit. Still, I believe to my core that I need to listen to your perspectives, and I have relished the opportunity to do so for the last 3 years. Perhaps together we can all strive for a society where being a, quote, flip-flopper is less a pejorative and more an indication of the evolving, open mind on which all enlightenment is predicated. I lack the hubris to advise you how to find your professional raison d'etre. That said, I offer one crude litmus test to consider or reject as you wish in the coming years. If you litigate, you will win and you will lose. If you do transactional work, sometimes the deal will go through, sometimes it will not. And as you hopefully learned in contracts, sometimes the deal will go through, but with unanticipated consequences such that long after the deal gets done, defeat is snatched from the jaws of ephemeral victory. The litmus test is this: does it hurt to lose? If so, how much? I submit that the way to measure whether you are doing the work that is right for you is that the losses, the mistakes, should really, really hurt. Wins and success feel good, even when the stakes are trivial. For that matter, apathetic attorneys are the allies of injustice. But if your losses, your mistakes, your failings don't cause you anguish, reconsider your options. Because starting today, much more than mere letter grades will be at stake. For your clients, whether it is their liberty, child custody, property, safety, or reputation at stake, it will not be a mere hypothetical. As a lawyer, I've been privileged to be part of some wins and some losses. And I can tell you without reservation that the hurt of the losses exponentially exceeded the joy of the wins. It still does. So how will you know you care deeply about a client and or a cause? For me, it's when years and years removed from a loss, the key moments still replay frame by painstaking frame in my mind. The torment remains constant, perpetual, and unyielding. What if we had simply been better? At best, the re-examination is compartmentalized, at worst, consuming. Yet, graduates, as cruel and perverse as this sounds, it is precisely my admiration and respect for you that leads me to hope that you experience similar torment, similar anguish, and similar struggles. You're welcome. Choose to pursue not loss, but the courage required for the losses to hurt. It's often said that you don't know what you've got until it's gone. But like hearsay, the rule is very much about the exceptions. And for me, the exceptions to that rule sit on this stage and in this audience. They are the class of 2018. As early as midway through their 1L year, I was deeply, even fearfully aware that this special group of young men and women would not grace our law school forever. Intellectually, I knew then what emotionally I feel most acutely now. We have been fortunate, even spoiled, to have had but a temporary lease on your time. Graduates, this award means something to me for only one reason: because it comes from you. You impress, you inspire, and I believe that if you flap your wings, there will be tidal waves. It is a great privilege to think of you not as former students, not as graduates, but as colleagues in law and friends in life. Thank you.
The next presenter is Miriam Albert. Professor Albert is the faculty advisor for the JD MBA program and teaches contracts, business organizations, international sales, and business drafting. Professor Albert, scholarship and presentations have drawn on recent developments in business organization and international and domestic securities laws issues. The professor is also an accomplished administrator, and I personally hold her in the highest regard. She is someone who warmly welcomed me to the law school, but most importantly, taught what it was like to be part of the Hofstra law community, and that our students came first. Professor Albert, I invite you to the podium.
Good afternoon. I have the privilege of awarding some awards. The first is the Advocacy and Litigation Courses Award that's awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of advocacy and litigation. This award is shared by Ryan Nelson and Michael Santos. For the presentation of the next award, I'd like to invite Michael Troisi, a partner at Rifkin Radler, to the podium. He will be presenting the Judge Edward Hart Memorial Scholarship for Excellence in Trial Advocacy on behalf of the firm.
Thank you, Judge Prudenti, and I've given this award on behalf of my firm, Rifkin Radler, for the past several years. And And one of the reasons I do it is to hear a speech like Professor Sample. That was really just terrific. Lifelong litigator, trial attorney, and I can really appreciate when someone stands up and gives a life lesson. And I know it wasn't meant in a way to be, judgmental or anything else, but it was just such a great lesson in keeping your mind open, keeping your hearts open, and remembering that everything we do as lawyers has an impact on others. And it was really such a thoughtful speech and just a pleasure to hear. And so that gives us some perspective. Judge Hart was a partner at our law firm and an accomplished trial attorney. And every year we're very happy to give this scholarship in his memory for excellence in trial advocacy. And this year it goes to Megan Patricia Callahan, Alexis Cameron, and Elizabeth Jones.
The Deborah Sloyer Memorial Scholarship in Trial Advocacy that's awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited excellence in trial and appellate advocacy courses. This award is presented to Rachel Senator. Now I'd like to welcome Jennifer Hillman, a partner at Ruskin Moscow Falchuk PC, to the podium to present the Ruskin Moscow Falchuk Award for Outstanding Appellate Advocacy.
Since the year 2000, Ruskin Moscow Falchuk has been very proud to be able to give an award to a student who excels in appellate advocacy. And this year, we are very pleased to give that award to Robert Pope.
Now I'd like to invite D. Carl Lustig III, President of the New York Trial Lawyers Alliance, up to present the New York City Trial Lawyers Alliance Award for Excellence in Trial Advocacy.
Prudenti, Your Honor, forward class of Hofstra Law School of 2018, proud parents, friends and family, congratulations. It's my distinct privilege and my pleasure as President of the New York City Trial Lawyers Alliance and a proud graduate of Hofstra Law School's class of 1978 to announce the recipients of the annual New York City Trial Lawyer Alliance Award for Excellence in Trial Advocacy at the Maurice A. Dean School of Law. I'm enjoying standing here looking at all of you because it was exactly 40 years ago now that I graduated Hofstra Law School. I stood here with all the other students and my proud parents were sitting there watching me. And I would suggest that this is an event, an occasion that you should enjoy and remember for the rest of your lives. The award is being given to two deserving and talented graduates in recognition of their outstanding skills in trial advocacy, and to encourage future students who aspire to what is among the most exciting and challenging pursuits in the practice of law, that of the trial lawyer. Please accept my sincerest congratulations to Professor Barbara Simon and to this year's recipients of the Excellence in Trial Advocacy Award, Dylan Resturk and Aleda Alfaro.
awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of criminal law. This award is presented to Megan Callahan. Next, we have the Leon Stern Criminal Courts Bar Association of Nassau County Award, which is awarded to a graduating student who has exhibited a commitment to excellence in the practice of criminal law. This award is presented to Eladia Sullivan. I want partial credit. I wrote it out. Next, we have the Alternative Dispute Resolution Courses Award, which is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of alternative dispute resolution. This award is presented to Ryan Schneider. Next, we have the Tort Law Courses Award, which is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of tort law. This award is presented to Christian Curran. The Constitutional Law Courses Award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of constitutional law. The award is presented to Matthew Rosen. The Labor and Employment Law Courses Award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of labor and employment law. The award is presented to Andrew Frederico. The Marvin Gunner Award in Tax Law is awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in classes related to tax law and who plans to pursue a career in the field of tax law. This award is presented to Brandon Ammon. Courses Award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of international law. This award is presented to Matthew Rossetti. It's going to kill me. I went out of order. Sorry. I should not be hired again for this next year. We're going to go back to the Tax Law Courses Award, which is very important and should have been done a minute ago, and that's awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of tax law. I gave the wrong thing. This award is presented to Taylor Napoli. I'm so fired. Government Law Courses Award is awarded to a graduating student for excellence in the study of government law. This is presented to Deanna Wolf. Next is the Hofstra Labor and Employment Law Journal Alumni Writing Award, which is awarded to a graduating student whose Labor and Employment Law Journal note is deemed to be the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the Labor and Employment Law Journal. This award is presented to Jennifer Trinkwald. it's awarded to a graduating student whose law review note is deemed the best by a faculty committee and the managing editors of the law review. This award is presented to Hallie McDonald. And the Dean's Award for Excellence is awarded to a graduating student who embodies the letter and spirit of excellence within the law school community. This award is presented to Tessa Patty. Congratulate all the award recipients this afternoon. Congratulate the class, and thank you so much for letting me participate in your special day.
Each year, our 3L class votes to have one of their own give a speech at this ceremony. This year, Matthew Rosen was chosen from an outstanding group of students to deliver the class of 2018 remarks. Matthew received a BA in history at Arizona State, a master's in education at St. John's, and spent 3 years as a teacher prior to enrolling at Hofstra Law School. In his first year, he received the Excellence Award in Property Law. Matthew has served on the Hofstra Law Review as an associate editor and was a member of the Law, Logic, and Technology Lab, as well as a research assistant. If that wasn't enough, Matthew got married in the summer following his first year. After law school, Matthew is joining the prestigious firm of Aiken Gump, where he plans to practice as a bankruptcy and corporate litigator. Matthew?
Thank you, Judge, for that kind introduction. Good afternoon. I am Matthew Rosen, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of the class of 2018. Before I begin, I'd like to congratulate everyone here today for finding a parking spot. That's no small feat at Hofstra. I'd like to start by thanking Judge Prudenti, the administration, and all the support staff at Hofstra for their hard work, which enables us to focus on academics, our jobs, and securing postgraduate opportunities. Next, I would like to thank the faculty for their dedication to our growth as professionals and future leaders in our communities. They have facilitated our ability to think critically, develop the foundation of our professional identity, and articulate our ideas in a succinct manner. In addition, many of them have spent countless hours outside of the classroom getting to know us, whether it was proofreading resumes, advising journal articles, acting as a character reference, or donating to causes such as PJF. You have shown that you truly care, and for that, we are grateful. I, too, look forward to moving beyond the teacher-pupil dynamic, although getting used to calling Professor Sample James, Jim, or JJ takes some getting used to. And of course, I would like to thank all of the family and friends in attendance here today. While today and tonight is about the individual accomplishments of the class of 2018, none of that would be possible without you. The sacrifices that you have made and support you have shown has enabled our success. When I began to think about how to best tell the story of the class of 2018, I quickly realized how difficult it would be. We are a diverse group of students. The class is made up of people of all ages from different parts of the country and world. We entered law school with differing interests and experiences. But when I look back at the past 3 years, I realized that this assortment of personalities and viewpoints has prepared this class to deal with our larger society. One thing the students here today have in common is that we have not only endured Hofstra, but we have thrived. We survived the Socratic method, pushed through Panoyer, and considered consideration. And whether we realize it or not,
we have made each other better lawyers to be. I have met classmates who have challenged my way of thinking and have been impressed by the work ethic and persistence of those around me. My peers have pushed me to work harder than I thought I was capable of, and for that, I am truly grateful. I have also made incredible friendships that transcend law school, and I know in this regard, my experience is not unique. I will always look back at our shared experiences at Hofstra fondly. Now, while today may seem like the end of the story, it's truly just the end of the prologue. Whether we will go on to practice law in the private or public sector, or use this degree to succeed in business, we will all be bound by the relationships forged and skills developed at Hofstra Law. Finally, I would like to share some thoughts for my future that I hope resonate with the class at large. Treat people with respect, not only because it's the right thing to do, but because ultimately the practice of law is a client service industry, and you never know when a client, adversary, or acquaintance will be called on to attest to your professionalism and character and how that may impact your future. Be enthusiastic. Unfortunately, we enter the legal profession at an extremely competitive time, and one way to stand out is to maintain a tireless work ethic and always be eager to contribute to whatever challenges and assignments come your way. Advocate, not only on your client's behalf, but for something that matters to you. Whether you're interested in litigation, transactions, or some combination, we will all be responsible for tailoring the facts and desires of our clients into a story that a judge, jury, or contracting party can view as credible and sensible. We should also use these skills to improve our community in whatever way we see fit. And continue to learn. I know we don't want to hear that, but continue to learn. As we know, the law is not a stagnant field, and as technology continues to evolve, the practice of law is bound to change. The more we keep acquainted of the changes within the law and also how to effectively convey our message, the more efficient and successful attorneys we will be. And if that isn't enough incentive, failure to do so will likely lead to a successful malpractice action. I'd like to conclude this speech in the same way that I finished so many law school exams, by briefly restating everything I just said in case you missed the message the first time. I thanked everyone who helped us along the way, said some nice things about my peers and our collective experiences, and shared some hopes for the future. With that, thank you and enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Our third and final presenter is Julian Koo. Professor Koo serves as our Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, the Faculty Director of our International Programs, and is also the Maurice A. Dean Distinguished Professor of Constitutional Law. He teaches courses in U.S. Constitutional Law, U.S. Foreign Affairs Law, Transnational Law, and International Trade and Business. He presently serves in the Dean's Office as our Academic Dean. I personally owe him many thanks and much gratitude. Before he comes to the podium, I would just like you to know he is our most cited professor and another gentleman who I would like to add to my agency. Professor, please come up to the podium.
Okay, well, I'm honored to present the final set of awards this afternoon, and I'll begin with our Public Service Program Certificates. The Public Service Program Certificates are awarded to graduating students for performing public service legal work during their years at the law school. Now, the logistics for this are a little different, so we have such a public service-oriented class. So, I'm going to ask the graduates sitting in rows B and C to come up to the stage now. Please use both set of stairs. As you can see, the logistics are a little tricky because we have so many graduates who've done so much great public service. So this first step, I'd like to recognize our bronze recipients first. Now, when I call your name, those of you standing here, please move forward after I call your name and return to your seats. And audience, I know this is very difficult, but please hold your applause until all the names have been called. And I unfortunately will pick up the certificate at the end of the ceremony, outside of the big house. So I'd like to recognize our bronze recipients first. The students receiving a bronze level public service certificate completed between 250 and 500 hours of public service work. So again, remember, I'll call the name, please step forward, be recognized, photo, and then okay. So first we'll start with Omar Abdelkader, Brandon Amon, Matthew Baldasano, Amanpreet Singh Dhaliwal, Dominic Alvezio, Dina Forster, Kyle Gruder, Maria Lakhmatova, Brianni Lyons, Justin Master, Adam Fall, Kai Shaw, Jessica Bale Sharp, Lance Willoughby, Wang Fei Yang, and Farhana Zamu. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I would. Okay, I would now like to recognize our silver recipients, the silver level public service recipients completed, yes. Silver level of public service recipients completed between 500 and 750 hours of public service work. Again, recipients, please move forward and return to your seats after I read your name. Audience, please hold your applause until all the names are read. Thomas DeLeo, Sean Kiley, Leah Malami, Mahmoud Mansour, and I'll read the other names. Joan Olumbiwanu, Huli Patel, Joey Radix, Brian Schneider, and Jennifer Zangos Aduda. Congratulations to our silver recipients. Logistics for that one would be difficult, just wait. Okay, I am now going to ask the graduates in rows D through I to come up to the stage and please use the set of stairs. on to graduates. Okay. So our final group, this very large group, of public service certificate recipients are our gold recipients. The gold level public service recipients completed 750 hours or more, 750 hours or more of public service work. Okay, recipients, when I call your name, please move forward and then return to your seats, otherwise it's going to get crowded up here. An audience, I know this is going to be even harder, please hold your applause until all names are read. Okay. Adiola Olejide Adequate. Alida Alfaro. Ida Aurora. Okay. Ali Bashari. Gabriela Calharano. Megan Callahan. Good block this people in the back here. Kristen Callan. Taylor Carey. Sarah Hayes. Estrella Cedillo. There are people standing up in the back, you just can't see them. Christopher Ciccone. Natalia Coppola. Marissa Daughtry. Jonathan Demars. Stephanie Dintron. Justin DiCicco. Magdalene Economo. Karen N. Safia Fassa. Alexandra Favor. Oh, okay, yes. First, Andrew Federico. Shakia Francis. Amy, heads up there. Thank you. Peter Germanicus. Shelby Greenberg. Michael Gutov. Sophia Khanvani. Seham Hassan. Andrew Hangton. Connor Herdick. Arlette Herrera. Patricia Hines. Mindy Hollander. Samantha Holloway. Savannah Holsworth. Caitlin Hopkins. Samantha Hudler. Matthew Hunter. Kevin Hutzel. Cameron Say-In. Simone Isaac. Erica Jefferson. Ryan Johnson. Sadisha Johnson. Jamila Jones. Ashley DiCicco. Dinesh Khan. Shamina Khanum. Deborah Kick. Alexander Lippenberg. Seth Kornfeld. Gabriella Q. Caitlin Kernath. Chilianne Lewis. Allison Lochnikar. Druska Sanchez. Victoria Massimino. Ryan McGinty. Tanisha Mendez. Jeremy Musella. Raymond Navarro. Dylan Astur. Robert Hagan. Sophia Pampatru. Nemri Patterson. Magnolia Perez Rosario. Eric Hans Payman. Julia Ponce. Robert Pope. Aisha Prudence. Taylor Puglisi, Priscilla Conso, Sila Ragaran, Melanie Ross, Michelle Roter, Jetron Russell, Marianne Santini, Melissa Scarabino, Jessica Schill, Taylor Shepard, Aliana Symes, Allison Stapleton, Ryan Steed, Eulalia Sullivan, Jennifer Trinkwald, Nicole Vasquez, Deanna Wolf, Reza Yassi, Maria Zier, and Victoria Zorogovich. Okay, thank you everyone for working with us. Okay, so we have a few more awards to hand out. So the next award is the Pro Bono Leadership Award. This is awarded to the graduating student who has excelled in serving one or more of the law school's student-run pro bono organizations in a leadership capacity. This award is shared by Melissa Scarabino and Taylor Shepard. The next award is the Pro Bono Service Award of Excellence, awarded to a graduating student who has excelled in dedication to and time spent performing pro bono service through the law school student-run organizations and/or outside activities. This award is shared this year by Estrella Cedillo and Arlette Pereira. The next award is the Honorable David A. Patterson Award in Public Service, awarded to a graduating student seeking to pursue a career in the public service. This award is shared by Tamar Singh In and Robert Pope. William Goldberg, Dr. and Mrs. Judith Rosenberg, along with his sister Heather and nieces Juliana and Samantha, to join me on the stage as I present the award in memory of William. Yes, of course. Thank you. The William Eric Goldberg Endowed Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a graduating student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has provided significant support and leadership in improving the quality of life and educational experiences of others. This award is presented to Lisa Fennick. Okay, the next award is the Gina Maria Escarci Memorial Scholarship. This is awarded to a graduating student who, in the opinion of the faculty, has contributed the most to his or her classmates' learning and understanding of difficult legal concepts through his or her questions in class and participation in class discussions. This award will be shared by Ali Bashiri, Asara Greaves, and Marianne Santini. The next award is the Third Year Scholastic Achievement Award, awarded to the graduating student with the highest grade point average in the third year of study. This award is shared by Brandon Amon, Matthew Rosen, and Allison Stapleton. Okay, so we're getting toward the end here. The next award is the Distinguished Service to the School Award, awarded to a graduating student who, in a variety of academic and non-academic undertakings, has contributed to the progress and welfare of the law school. This award is shared by Alexander Faber and Seema Rambaran. Okay, the next to last award is the Outstanding Law Student Award. This is awarded to a graduating student who, in his or her years at the law school, has shown a combination of those qualities and abilities that are the ideals of the legal profession. This award is presented to Kristen Callan. And finally, the Maurice A. Dean Award, awarded to the graduating student with the highest cumulative grade point average in his or her graduating class. This award is presented to Brandon Amon. This concludes our award ceremony. Please join the law school and the Office of Student Affairs for a reception in the atrium of the law school. Please congratulate all the award recipients.